I suppose the kind of one of the common ways of classifying them would be to say they're pre-Christian and Christian. Certainly there have been, some labyrinths have been Christianized, and there are some that are particularly Christian. But as I said, they have been found in Hindu temples, and they've found in Muslim mosques and in other religions, so I like to see I think the labyrinth is non-denominational. Ultimately there's only one maybe source anyway, so that the labyrinth is finding its way into all the different ways that people are finding their way to that source. So is it religious? Well, the Catholic Cathedral in Chartres, is Catholic Cathedral, and the labyrinths are in there. But then the same labyrinth, similar pattern is in the Episcopal Cathedral in San Francisco. So it's. I think the labyrinths speak to people at a different level than maybe a lot of religions do, at a deeper level or a higher level. Yeah.
Is there any other ways they're being used in modern day?
Yes. Apart from being kind of emerging in churches, there are a lot of health centres, holistic centres, retreat tribe centres are installing labyrinths, mainly for the reason that the practice of walking them people seem to feel more balanced and more centred after walking the labyrinth. Certainly in the States there are a lot of labyrinths being put into schools, because the children children actually run the labyrinths, but they still seem to feel a lot more centred. And I have some lovely stories, children sort of feeling, they felt better after their pet might have died and walked the labyrinth and they felt better. They're being used in prisons, and even some inmates have found found different meaning or sense to where they are in their lives just by walking the labyrinth. I've also heard of some famous sports teams walking them, and that the coach has realised that the players are a lot more focused and centred after walking the labyrinth. So there just seems to be no end to the amount of uses. I mean, the benefits, I think at least people will feel calmer, and it quietens the mind. The practice of walking, it quietens the mind. Probably something to do with, you don't have a choice to make. There is only one path from the outside to the centre. It's not like a maze. A maze has dead ends, it has choices. It's designed to get you lost, it's designed to get you confused. A labyrinth has one path from the outside to the centre. I say it's designed to help you find yourself. Different maybe for all of us, and different at different times for each of us.
Have you got any questions, Monica?
Oh, I was just asking Tony about the soulmate labyrinth.
Yeah, that was just kind of a design that came to me from doodling a bit. It's an integration of 3 different labyrinths, but the essential sense behind it is that there are either 2 people who want to come together, or 2 aspects of ourselves we want to bring together. So I kind of have integrated the yin and the yang, and journeys start separately and they meander, and sometimes they pass very close to each other, and they meet in the centre and then travel back out together as one. I know of a number of people who have got married on the labyrinth, use it, and maybe things like hand fasting ceremonies on the labyrinth, so a lot of people are using the labyrinth for different ceremonies now, especially kind of rite of passage ceremonies, or just significant events in people's lives, that they find the labyrinth has certain meaning, and a lot of the traditional ceremonies, I suppose, or traditions are no longer there, so people are being drawn back, some of them to the labyrinth for different reasons, Yeah.
Do we know where the oldest labyrinths come from?
The oldest known ones are in rock carvings, northern Spain and in northern Italy. I mean, that same pattern has been found all around the Mediterranean area, all around Greece, even in Petra in Jordan, and there's a rock carving there of the same pattern. And it seems to be the one that has travelled most around the world. I mean, it's over into India and Goa. That's quite a large has been dated to 4,500 years old, just about a 10-foot diameter on a flat slab of rock near the side of a river. Exact same pattern. Same pattern been found in Muslim mosques and Hindu temples, and found in rock carving in the Hopi Indian reservation. It seems to have travelled, and even in Ireland we have the Hollywood stone, which is quite famous actually. It was found in 1907 by a few guys out hunting with ferrets, and they turned over this rock and found this pattern on it. So if anybody's interested in seeing it today, it's in the visitor centre in Glendalough, and it's estimated that it's maybe 1500 years old. A lot of the time it's not known. I mean, the Christian ones, so even the one in Chartres Cathedral, which was built in 1200, it's not known exactly what was put in there for. The reasoning and the purpose that was put in for has been lost.
Yeah.
so nobody can say today exactly why it was put in there. Now there's so much symbolism in Shark Cathedral. I mean, you find the signs of the zodiac in 3 different places within the cathedral itself, so the whole cathedral was a kind of a library or a visual, you know, learning tool for the people at the time who maybe didn't read, so all this, the images were symbols.
Labyrinths, they're not. Are they a centerpiece of any particular religion, or do they lend themselves to lots of religions?
I'm not aware of them being the centerpiece of any one particular religion. I think a lot of religions seem to have found a connection with the labyrinth. But certainly the Muslim mosques, I know in Indonesia, some of the old timber mosques, they had the labyrinth just a couple of feet above ground level, so when they raised their head for prayer, they were looking straight at the labyrinth, and it had significance as well. I mean, the Hopi Indians have used labyrinths in ceremonial occasions, and they have they see it as their symbol of, they call it their symbol of emergence. If you're not familiar with Hopi tradition, they have emerged, they're in their 4th emergence, you know, every time kind of the world goes bad, they kind of, there's either a fire or a flood, and then they go to re-emerge again, you know, and they see the labyrinth as a symbol of emergence, that's what they call it.
Like a phoenix, like symbol.
Yes, something like that, yeah. And I mean, it seems a lot of the Hopi almost mythology seems to have some grounding in fact as well, you know, like the Great Flood and that, you know, seems to be tied in with biblical floods as well, you know. So.
And you yourself, how long have you been studying labyrinths, and what drew you to them?
Yeah, about, it feels like a lot longer, about 4 years. Suddenly the labyrinths came around and I was just gone, you know. It's like they touch people, you know, they touch some people more than others, you know, and certainly I've been lucky enough. I have met some wonderful people. I mean, there's I'm a member of the World Labyrinth Society, you know, and I've gone to some of their gatherings, and they're quite amazing people who are doing a lot for a lot of people, you know.
And I suppose anyone can sort of make a labyrinth in their back garden just with that outline.
Yes. Yeah, and there's something in the building of it as well. I mean, I've made temporary labyrinths for, you know, summer solstice and different events in people's gardens and different places, and, you know, had a lot of good fun.
And do the labyrinths serve as a form of art, or are they mostly a form of healing?
Well, I'd have to say both.
Right.
You know, both. Yeah. Certainly the labyrinth, as well as being healing and balancing, I know many people, it has enhanced their creativity. I think most people who paint or do any kind of art or anything artistic, whether it's music or writing or singing or whatever, they'll tell you it's healing in itself, you know. So yeah, you get a double whammy if you're doing it with labyrinths.
If you want to find out more about labyrinths, is there anywhere to go? You mentioned the Labyrinth Society.
The Labyrinth Society, yeah. There are a number of different labyrinth websites. I have one myself, it's called labyrinthireland.com. The Labyrinth Society, I think it's TLS, probably tls.org, but TLS for the Labyrinth Society. They have quite a lot of information. It will tell you about the different types of labyrinths, how to draw them. They also have a world labyrinth locator in which there are 2,500 labyrinths all over the world. There's quite a lot of different books available. If people are looking for books, go to Amazon and, you know, find different ones. People can contact me if they want to. Find my contact on Tony at labyrinthireland.com. Send me an email. I'll be delighted to hear from people, and I'll do my best to respond.
Tony. I've learned quite a bit just listening to you.